You know, they're beautiful. Just beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful places on earth.
This place is like second to none when it comes to beauty.
Beautiful, beautiful part of our country.
It's a wonderful spot.
It's beautiful diving. It's beautiful diving.
Fantastic. It had everything you could possibly want.
We're in the Joulters, and this is Joulter Cays where we're at right now. And these are some of the flats that we usually fish for bones. We got a lot of fish.
Bone fishing is a major income provider for the settlements of North Andros. The Keys are vital to attracting fly fishermen and other visitors.
They love it because sometimes we come up and we fish, and then we go on the island and have lunch instead of having it on the boat. Just imagine having jet skis going through these flats. That would not be good.
Small, long-term developments with low impacts are the key to growing the region's economy. The flats and mangrove creeks are excellent nurseries for a wide variety of marine species, like this juvenile lemon shark. And bones, as they are called, aren't the only sport fish.
Permits, we have tarpon in the channels, and occasionally you see like swordfish and quite a bit of species. Yeah, baby.
Wow, look at him go. He makes it look so easy.
Fly fishing has a $50 million a year impact on the Andros economy, accounting for 80% of tourism revenue. And sport fish are not the only economically important species found here.
Jacks, snappers in the channels. You have a lot of folks who depend on making a living, not just being a guide. You have folks who comes out fishing, collecting conchs.
We do a lot of mutton snapper fishing, a lot of lane snapper fishing. We got a lot of grouper fishing.
There's a lot of lobster fishermen, spear fishermen, groupers and what's not. I used to also.
Commercial fishing is worth another estimated $50 million. And while there is still a wide variety of species present, these reefs are very vulnerable to overfishing. One way to protect this area, while leaving it open to recreational and subsistence fishing, is to regulate the commercial harvest. To find out just how bountiful these waters are, the Bahamas National Trust conducted a rapid ecological assessment, or REA. Diving on the reefs using transact lines, they did fish counts and coral surveys. The results were both encouraging and well documented.
In terms of reefs here, the diversity and the life was really good. In terms of surveying, it had everything you could possibly want. Your megafauna coming through, a huge diversity of like your algae feeders, and then your predators, your groupers, and your nassau groupers were really good.
Fish biodiversity was healthy, and so too was the coral coverage. Just offshore from the main quay are sites with healthy coral diversity, including multiple patches of the endangered elkhorn coral. And it is important to remember that these reefs are part of the second largest barrier reef system in the Western Hemisphere. BNT staff participated in reef surveys and land-based bird counts. The vast tidal sandflats of these keys provide foraging grounds for a wide variety of shorebirds and wading birds. During the REA, it was found that the populations were strong.
Today, surprisingly, we have a large number of red knots that are just passing through to go to South America to winter. So that was a great find. They're just feeding and happily moving from one puddle to the next.
These tiny shorebirds travel over 9,000 miles, using the Joulters to rest and feed. Protecting these keys, as well as other major stopovers like Delaware Bay, are critical to the recovery of the red knot. Thousands of other shorebirds, at least 15 other species, come to the well-preserved and isolated Joulter Cays. It is now known that 2% of the entire population of short-billed dowitcher winter here.
Making fun of me falling down? Sorry.
Surveys found another surprise. An iconic and small shorebird was found here in large numbers. In recent years, it has been discovered that the Bahamas is a key wintering home for the piping plover, a very endangered species. One survey found 324 piping plovers just in the Joulter Cays. This represents 9% of the Atlantic coast breeding population. They migrate here from places like New Jersey, Massachusetts, and Canada. There are so many birds here that the Bahamas has already declared the Joulters, using BirdLife International criteria, as an important bird area. Now, it just needs to be officially protected for these oyster catchers and the many other species that call the Joulters home.
It's just a wonderful area for birding. Here on the Joulters, you have a wide variety of habitats. You have the tidal flats, sand flats for the shorebirds, and you have the mangroves and the coppice for the white-crowned pigeons and several other species of land birds.
The mix of wetlands, coppice, and isolation make the Joulters perfect for nesting white-crowned pigeons. The healthy coppice forests on these islands provide plenty for the birds to eat.
When there's a good fruiting year for the poisonwood, they're usually a good breeding season for the white-crowned pigeon, so they are interlinked.
Since the 1960s, it has been understood how important these keys are to future generations of this prized Bahamian game bird.
We saw some fly from here, this area. We found one nest in the red mangroves on the edge of the shore here. This is proof that they are nesting in the mangroves here in this area.
In addition to its wealth of biodiversity and natural resources which sustain North Andros, the Joulters are also home to a small geologic wonder, oolite. Here you can see the oolitic sand compared to the bits of shell.
It is smooth, it's not coarse and grainy.
Yeah, here we have this oolitic sand, which is a rare sand. It isn't found all over the world. A few places in the world it can be found. And we like for this area to remain, the way it is. Persons would probably be interested in coming dredging here, but we don't want to see the area dredged.
White sand, river beaches, and all of that. It's a nice place, and to hurry it with development, I don't think that's the right thing to do.
When you talk about diversity, it's not just, some persons would think that it's about birds or it's just about fish, but all these species basically coexist in this area. And, it's here for fishermen, birders, basically anyone that wants to be in touch with nature could come out to the Joulters and enjoy themselves.
As long as it remained the way it is, it would be in the best interest of the entire community and everyone else who fishes it. Fish on.
What about let him run.
The Bahamas National Trust is partnering with local communities and with the National Audubon Society to protect the biodiversity here with a national park.
Still going? Oh, he's on.
Recreational and subsistence fishing would still be allowed. Some of the key threats are sand mining, oil exploration, and high-impact tourism development.
My first time ever.
Learn more by visiting the Bahamas National Trust in person or online, and find out how you can make a financial contribution to the protection of this site. And please email letters of support to bnt@bnt.bs with the Joulter Cays in the subject line.
Let me go home. I feel so broke up. Let me go home. Hey, don't be safe. He said to me so shit. And the captain sure let me go home. Let me go home. Let me go home. I feel so broke up. Let me go home.